Good day, here are the top stories from the Philippine News Agency. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s trust and satisfaction rating continues to climb as Vice President Sara Duterte sees a slight decrease according to the latest survey of Pna. The poll held between September 16 and 19 found that the president's approval rating slightly increased from 46% in August to 46.4% in September. Marcos experienced a slight bump in his trust rating, going up from 58.5% in August to 58.8% in September. The president got the highest level of satisfaction from respondents in Northern and Central Luzon, especially those aged 26 to 35. On the other hand, participants from Mindanao from 51 and older reported the greatest levels of discontent and lack of trust. Meanwhile, Vice President Sara Duterte's approval rating saw a small decrease from 49% in August to 48.7% in September. Her level of trust also experienced a slight decrease, dropping from 57% to 56.8%. Duterte still received her highest satisfaction and trust ratings from Mindanao, while Central Luzon, Northern Luzon, and Southern Luzon showed increased dissatisfaction and mistrust towards her. The Pna survey involved 2,000 participants from various regions of the Philippines. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. expressed hope for stronger international partnerships as he welcomed the newly appointed ambassadors of Italy, India, Ireland, Finland, and the European Union in separate ceremonies at Malacanang on Monday afternoon. During his meeting with Italy's ambassador-designate Davide Hilio, Marcos underscored the dynamic relationship between the Philippines and Italy, noting the potential for expanded cooperation. He also stressed that the two countries are like-minded in their adherence to the rule of law. The Philippines and Italy celebrated 75 years of diplomatic ties in 2022. Italy is the fourth largest trading partner of the Philippines in the EU, with total trade amounting to $1.2 billion last year, and with more than 500 Italian-affiliated companies operating in the country. Meanwhile, India's ambassador-designate Harsh Kumar Hain also presented his credentials with President Marcos, recognizing the long-standing friendship between Manila and New Delhi. Marcos expressed his desire to strengthen political, economic, and cultural connections with the South Asian country. Last year, the two countries saw their bilateral trade peak, surpassing the $3 billion, with Philippine exports to India exceeding $1 billion. The Philippines also has strong defense connections with India, having recently obtained BrahMos supersonic cruise missiles to enhance its defense capabilities. Aside from Italy and India, ambassadors from Ireland, Finland, and the European Union also officially started their duties. Ireland's Ambassador Emma Hickey, Finland's Ambassador Seija Nurminen, and the European Union's Ambassador Mario Massimo Santoro officially started their duties in Manila by presenting their credentials to President Marcos. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board may give unconsolidated public utility jeepney drivers and operators another chance to join the Jeepney Modernization Program. In a palace briefing, LTFRB Chair Teofilo Guadis III said that based on a discussion with senators, they may allow unconsolidated operators to join existing cooperatives and corporations. He clarified that these drivers and operators would not be allowed to create their own group, to be fair to those who already have routes. Transportation Undersecretary Jesus Ferdinand Ortega said PUV consolidation is now at 83%. 5% out of the remaining 17% are composed of unconsolidated PUJ operators, while the others are unregistered. Transport Group Manibela and Piston launched today the second day of their strike to call for the junking of the Public Transport Modernization Program. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. earlier has already thumbed down calls to suspend the program. 41 new party list groups are joining the race for the 2025 midterm elections. The Commission on Elections said fewer newcomers were accredited for the coming elections compared to the nearly 70 new groups recognized in 2022. A total of 177 party list groups ran in the previous elections. On the other hand, the poll body rejected the application of 142 other groups. Among the reasons cited are absence of bylaws, erroneous list of members, wrong signatory, dubious advocacy, and fake documents. COMELEC Chair George Garcia explained that they selected only the groups that truly represent the marginalized and underrepresented. The COMELEC's Office of the Clerk of the Commission will continue to finalize the list of accredited party list groups until this week. Meanwhile, Garcia assured the 2025 midterm election results will be transparent, faster, and secure. COMELEC is set to install its servers for the 2025 elections in 3 undisclosed locations. This will house the central server, backup server, and another server for election stakeholders such as the media election watchdogs and the majority and minority parties. In news overseas, some 430 Filipinos are set to go home amid the continuing conflict between Israel and Hezbollah, according to the Department of Migrant Workers. Lebanon remains under alert level 3, which means voluntary repatriation is enforced. DMW Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak said nearly 100 of the 430 Filipinos availed of the voluntary repatriation this September. The Philippine government is offering free voluntary repatriation as it called on Filipinos in Lebanon to evacuate while commercial flights are still available. Kakdak said immigration processing for repatriation will take 1 to 2 weeks. Meanwhile, Kakdak said that less than 800 Filipinos reportedly remain in southern Lebanon near the border with Israel. He said there are no Filipinos in the border and that most of them are based in Beirut. He also reported that no Filipinos have been reported hurt or killed amid the armed hostilities. Lebanon's health ministry said at least 492 were killed and 1,645 were wounded by Israeli bombardments as Israel and Hezbollah exchanged heavy fire. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the PNA headlines. For more news updates, visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and Dex account, Philippine News Agency. The PNA Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the PNA Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. It's 92 days before Christmas. I'm Marita Muahed. This is the PNA Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.